Right, Josh, we can ask you about the Central Coast game first of all. After being behind for so long, how nice was it to get the late goal and come away with a point from that one?
I think it was amazing. We've at times this season, I think we've struggled to come back from games when we've been 1 goal down or 2 goals down. So I think it was really good to see that. I thought we bounced back at the end, and we put obviously some of the decisions during the game helped us as well, having one man more. But I think we showed a lot of courage to keep going and get that goal at the end. And it was a shame actually it was so late, because I felt like as soon as we got that goal, we actually all looked at each other and went, right, we can go for another one here. We just didn't have enough time, I think, but maybe a few more minutes we would have got the job done.
You played a lot of football, and sometimes I'm sure as games are winding down towards the final whistle, you think, hey, it's not going to happen for us today. Did you always think that that goal might come? I
think we did. I think especially if you look at the sort of last 20 minutes of the second half, fullbacks were so high. I wasn't going to be playing left back at times. We had a lot of pressure on them, and we were keeping them caged in. So I think it was a matter of time that we just got the right little bobble or got the nick off them and get that goal. So it's good to see Oz as well get the goal in the last few minutes.
How do you reflect on the 4 games away? Because it's an unusual little layer of the season where you've got 4 games all across the Tasman. How do you look back on that little 4-game stretch?
It's been I think it was a long month. It was a lot of travel for us. I think it was difficult for a lot of the boys, especially ones with families, being away for so much this last few weeks. But I think we've done well. I think we sort of seemed a few games ago to sort of have a little stumbling block, and I think we've taken that back into our stride. And I think we put ourselves in a good position. I think obviously it's tight at the top of the league, or in the league in general. But I think we're in a good position now to actually kind of push through into this final phase.
It is so tight. 8 games to go. So yeah. What do you think is going to be the difference between comfortably being in the top 6 and even pushing towards the top 4 and having to really battle in the last 2 or 3 games of the season to be in the playoffs?
It's hard to say, really. I think it's literally, I know it's a cliche, but we just got to take it the next game and actually get 3 points. Because if you look at how much even 3 points will take you, it can take you all the way to the top. I mean, that last game, Central Coast, if we'd beaten them, we would have gone tied third or tied second. So it's so tied up the top. I think it's just a case of trying to keep a clean sheet and get goals.
And in that regard, like even the Central Coast game, Alfie said a lot of times, if we're not going to win the game, let's try and get something out of it. So when it is so tight, even goal difference might be a factor. How important is it to just keep on accumulating? Yeah,
I think 100%. Obviously, it was unfortunate we conceded the way we did in that game, but I think after that, if anything, actually became a really open game. I think playing against them, it seems like a lot of the time it becomes a very open game, which is probably quite entertaining for the fans. Like I've been told that it was quite an enjoyable game to watch, or to be at the stadium at least. It seems like that happens a lot with that team. It's tough on the legs at those games. It just sort of seems to be counter-attack after counter-attack. But we pulled through at the end, and I think, as you said, it's getting at least something from the game is important.
And Nico Boxall's joined the squad. Looks like Scott Wootton's now back fit again. You got yourself and Tim Payne, obviously, who presumably comes back into a central role with Callan coming back. So there's quite a bit of depth in the central defensive stocks at the moment. How's that dynamic playing out internally?
It's good. It's good to have a bit of competition. They're all good lads, to be fair. Boxy's come in and fitting well into the team. So it's not my decision who plays at the end of the day. But I'm just hoping that my performances are good enough to keep me in the team and to keep pushing. I think recently we've been doing well as a team. So hopefully that continues.
And just a word on Newcastle. It's a team that it's had a bit of trouble with in recent seasons, and I'm not too sure why that is. What is it about them that makes them difficult to break down and beat?
It's a tough one. I'm not sure if it's just the way that we line up against each other tactically, possibly. Last time we played them, I think we were slightly surprised at the beginning because they played with a false 9. And I think for the first part of the game especially, we were a little bit sort of taken by surprise in that sort of formation. So I'm not sure. I'm hoping we can break that run of sort of bogey team playing against them, because it's not been fun the last few seasons at times playing there. So, but I think hopefully we've taken a turn. I think we're in a different team now than we've been the last few seasons.
And just on Newcastle, I guess you always look at their most potent attacking threats when you're in the defensive unit. Becca Mickle-Tadze obviously probably fits that brief. Do you legislate specifically for him?
We do with all teams, to be fair, will analyse their forwards. It's the same as that all our forwards will be analysing their defensive team. So he's a good player, obviously. You know, he's been doing well, and their forwards seem to be quite threatening as well. We know a few of the boys that I played with Joshy obviously last season, and I know Trent as well from back in the day. So I think we're aware of their attacking threats. Hopefully we can nullify that well.